Hi, I'm Nathan Lackey, and I'm doing a language arts assignment for my teacher, and I'm interviewing Mr. Porter about sex education.
And I taught a class in Wichita for 2 years, so I have some background with it.
Cool. All right, let's get started. Why did you choose to teach sex ed?
Well, for the most part, it was part of the curriculum. I mean, I taught science, and in science is where they implemented their middle school. It was called Human Growth and Development, same thing. And it's a very important part for students and children to learn. But for the most part, yeah, it was part of the curriculum, and they wanted us to teach it.
Okay. Do you think it is important for kids to learn about sex?
Yeah, I think it's very important. It's always a right time, and it's different for everybody. But they need to know the pros and the cons and the different things that go along with it.
Okay. At what age do you think it is an appropriate time to talk to kids about sex if they haven't asked about it already?
The age, I believe, varies. I mean, there's no one perfect age. Everybody hits puberty at a different level, and the hormones start going at a different level. So I don't think there's any one age. I would wait till middle school, of course. That's where they start teaching it, so it would only make sense.
Okay. Would you rather your child learn about sex from you as a parent or from a teacher at school?
I would rather both, actually.
Let's keep going.
Both. I think different perspectives, different viewpoints. I think they learn a lot. And as long as it's taught correctly. See, I was trained on teaching it, and it was pretty scripted, so we couldn't say anything wrong per se. And I think it's great coming from the school as well as from the
Personal.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I guess we already asked this, but what grade do you think what grade do you think is appropriate to start talking about sex?
Well, we started the human growth and development part, sex ed, in 6th grade, so I think that's most appropriate. That's when the 6th graders start mixing in with the 7th and the 8th graders, and they start hearing things they've never heard.
Yeah.
So I think 6th grade is appropriate, probably nationwide. I'm guessing somewhere in the middle school. Of course, here in Valley Center, they have the intermediate, so I would say 7th grade would be the best because the 6th graders still mix in with the 5th graders. So I guess to answer the question fully, it depends on the school system and the curriculum.
Okay. Did they have sex education when you were in school? If so, has it changed at all?
Yes, they had it. I went to Valley Center Middle School, and then here at the high school. I actually went to the high school down there, but they had it in PE class, health class, and that's where we learned. I think it's more in depth these days, just because there's more out there.
Yeah.
So it's the same. There's just more details.
Okay. Do you think schools should sell?
Oh boy.
Okay. Do you think that schools should sell/give condoms and other forms of birth control to students?
I don't think they should promote it or sell them. I think that's where you draw the line, where that comes from the parent and the maturity of the discipline of the parent to talk to them about that. I think you just get into a whole nother boat trying to sell, and some parents are going to be pretty upset, and some parents are going to be glad. There's some in-tweeners, but I don't think that would be good.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think that sex education can help lower teen pregnancy and STDs?
Yeah, I think it could. they, I don't know how long they teach it here, but Wichita was like a 4-week course, part of science, so it's probably kind of like that for health. But I think it would help if it was very rigorous and it was very detailed. Kids knew the things that they have to deal with teen pregnancy, and the different emotions they can cause at such a young age. I think that it could reduce it with a very rigorous curriculum.
Okay. Knowing that our society today is so caught up in social media and the internet, do you think that pornographic sites are harmful to students, and if so, why?
I would say they're fairly harmful. They're out there and they're going to be all over. Social media's taken over everybody's world. It seems like can't even go to dinner without everybody on their phone and no family conversation. But I think they're detrimental to kids, and that's a very important part that should be taught by both the parents and the teachers about how they can. Don't want to go into religion, but how they can be ethical about what they're using on the internet.
Okay. It's actually okay because we're gonna mix in religion with our.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think sex ed? Okay. Do you think sex ed classes should separate boys and girls for the classes?
That's a very great question. In Wichita, we did. There was a girl that taught science and me, and she took all the girls. I took all the boys, and I feel like they were much more open to asking things and talking about things. There's a couple days, so we put them all together, and that was very important.
Please rise for pledge of
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's awesome if you break them apart and just go in detail with a rigorous curriculum about the different things.
Okay. Cool. Last question. Do you think sex ed classes should teach? Do you think sex ed classes should teach about rape and how to defend oneself or someone else if they are being raped?
That was part of our curriculum. I don't know if it's Kansas-wide, but I would say that it's important to know both the legal problems and the emotional problems on both sides, no matter who you are. I think it should be taught about, and that's the most important part of human growth and development, sex education, to make sure that everything that's said, there's no laughing, made fun of things, because you never know what has happened to who, and it could really hurt somebody's feelings if something was laughed at that most people thought was a joke, but something had happened. So,
Yeah. Which sadly,
it happens a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that should be a good part of their curriculum.
Okay.
Alrighty. And when one of our chief questions we're looking at is, do you think that sex ed classes should promote abstinence until marriage as like the best path for a kid to take, or do you think that they should leave it to the student's decision whether or not they'll want to be abstinent until marriage?
I think it's a good promotion. That is probably another part that is more parent-oriented than school-oriented. I would say that the parents it would be their choice, and you can teach it and you can show this and that about it, but it's all going to start at who their parents letting them hang out with, who's seeing who, who's dating who.
Yeah.
So to answer the question fully, yes, but I think that's a smaller promotion compared to something that has to be done.
Yeah. Right?
All right.
Great answers. Thank you very much,
Thanks.
Mr. Porter.
Thank you.